Alright, so let's take a quick peek at how to work with this motion path tool. So the first thing we want to do is download the add-in. So you go to the website, you've got your option of PowerPoint. I have PowerPoint 2010, so I go ahead and click here. That'll download a zip folder, so you'll need to unzip it, and then you'll get something that looks like this. So you have your disclaimer and readme text, and then here's your motion path tool. Now you can click on that and that'll install it into PowerPoint, but I'm going to show you a different way to do that. So we're going to go to PowerPoint here, and we're in PowerPoint now, and what I want to do is I want to add that motion path tool. So the way I do that is go to File, I'm going to go to my options, and PowerPoint 2010 is a little different, but you're going to find your PowerPoint options and you'll see an add-ins tab. So we click on that, and then here you can manage your add-ins, and we've got a drop down that allows us to select PowerPoint add-ins. Go ahead and select that, hit go, and then I have this window open here, and now I can go ahead and install the add-in. I'm going to select add new, and then we'll find it. I have it on my desktop, so let me go ahead. I've got where's that at here, motion path tools. Here's my add-in. Now some of you, if you have the macro security thing set, you'll get a notice saying that there's a macro blah blah blah, so you need to hit OK to allow that to install. So go ahead and hit OK. It installed, and then you'll see the add-in there. I can go ahead and close it. Now on my tools tab up here, you can see I have the add-in. So let's see how this works. So one of the things is when you're working with motion paths and you're going, one of the problems is trying to figure out what the endpoint of the motion path is. So let's say I'm going to add an animation here, so we'll add a motion path. It's just a line, and I want the car to go here, so we can see it moves up here. Then when it gets to slide 2, I actually want the car to be here and then pick up from the endpoint. The problem is I don't really know where the endpoint is, and the endpoint's always going to be the center of the object. So as you can see, the start point's the center and the endpoint's going to be right there. I used to use the drawing guides to give me the endpoint. Then I can come over here and I can paste the car and try to line it up, but it still takes some manual tweaking to do that. The motion path tool makes this really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and select my motion, my object with the motion path. I'm going to go to the tools, and then you can see I have end position, so I select that. So here's my object, which is the car. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and what it does is it duplicates the image at the endpoint. Then I can just copy this. I'll just Control exit to take it off the screen. Go to slide 2, hit Control V to paste it, and now it's in the exact same endpoint. So I can create an animation, quickly find my endpoint, and then I have the duplicated object, and then at that point I can do whatever I want to with it. So that's a pretty handy tool. Now let me show you what else you can do with it. So I've got this object here. I've got 3 animations, but as you can see, they're not lined up. So when we play them, they're going to jump. It's going to jump from one to the next. So I was really sloppy in creating this. So what I want to do is actually align the start-stop points here. So all I have to do is same thing. I go to the Align tool. So let me select the object, go to the Align tool here, and then I've got my animations. And what I want to do is select those, and then go ahead and hit OK. And now you can see the animations are aligned in their sequence. Now another nice feature of this tool is the ability to combine these animations. So let's say I went through this process, created a really complex motion path, but I ended up using a number of segments. And the reason I would probably do that is it's easier to control one segment than it is to draw something and then realize that segment's messed up and then I have to start over. So I can draw parts of segments, and then what I want to do is combine them to a single motion path. So what I can do is, again, I select my object, I go to Tools, Align and Join. You can see here my motion paths. I'm going to select them all, and now here I'm going to generate a new motion path, hit OK. Now you notice there's a 4th motion path. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these 3. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let me delete these 3 here. Select one, delete them. Now I've got one motion path. You can see here it's the 3 motion paths combined. So real cool tool, gives you 3 options: duplicate your endpoint, align your motion paths, and then consolidate motion paths.